Hello and welcome to a yoga session. My name is Eli Khan. Thank you for taking the time to join me today. We will begin in our standing mountain pose. Palms are facing forward, shoulders are relaxed away from our ears. Let's find ourselves focusing on our breath, maybe placing our hands onto our abdominals. We breathe in through the nose. We breathe out through the nose, attempting to clear our minds and empty our thoughts. We're practicing the use of a positive affirmation. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. We're resting our hands back to our regular standing mountain pose. Activated standing lateral flexion. We breathe in, lengthen our arms up and overhead. Breathe out as we drop one arm down to the side. Breathe in when we lengthen back up. Breathe out as we alternate over to the other side. One breath, one movement. Body and mind working together. Breath and movement matching. The next time we breathe in, let's lengthen both arms back up and overhead. The next time we breathe out, we release our hands to our heart center. We're finding ourselves taking a nice wide sunflower stance. Breathe in, we lengthen our arms up and overhead. Breathe out as we fold our knees and gather our imaginary sunflowers. You choose as you bend the knees if your eye gaze stays forward or if you drop your eye gaze down to the floor. You're the best judge for what your body can handle today. Breathing in through the nose, blowing out through the mouth, through those pursed lips. Actually, those pursed lips, that's my Pilates breathing. I gotta remind myself, we are in yoga class. So breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose if possible. If you are having sinus issues today, it's okay to breathe through the mouth. Listen to your body. We breathe and we feel. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. The next time we breathe in, we lengthen our arms up and overhead. The next time we breathe out, we release our hands to our heart center. I'm going to step towards the back of my mat. Breathe in, I lengthen my arms up and overhead. Breathe out, I swan dive forward, hinging from my hips into my forward fold. Breathe in, I gaze forward, monkey pose. Breathe out, I relax through head and neck. I'm dropping down to all fours, hands and knees for some cat-cow postures. Breathing out, I round into my beautiful cat. Breathing in as I arch into my beautiful cow. Potentially substituting a fist for a wrist. Moving as fast or as slow as my breath guides me. Returning to a neutral spine, I am going to straighten my right leg and twist my left toes behind me into a kneeling side plank, raising my right arm for my kneeling side plank. I breathe and raise my left arm up into my gate pose, breathing out as I return to my kneeling side plank. One breath, one movement continuation. Body and mind working together, breath and movement matching. If this makes your left knee feel like it's too much bone onto mat, it's okay to apply a fold to your mat to give yourself a little extra cushion, or if you have an extra slice of a yoga mat or two just to place underneath your knee, you may as well. You know what? I think I like the word slice for our word of the day. S as in sugar, L as in lion, I as in iguana, C as in cat, E as in elephant. Slice. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Let's hold in our kneeling side plank, dropping our right arm down towards our right leg. Breathe in as we raise our right arm. Breathe out to lower. Maybe include the lift and the lower of your right leg. Maybe rest the right arm down and only lift and lower the leg. Maybe multitask. Option to only raise a leg or to only raise the arm. Strengthening through the right outer thigh, the right gluteal area. Let's rest the right hand to the waist. Breathe in, draw the right knee into the chest. Breathe out as we press our right heel towards the front of our mat. Holding our right heel towards the front of our mat. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Rest. Back down. Let's drop both knees down and turn and face the front of our mats. Cat-cow. Breathe out when we round. Breathe in when we arch. We can substitute our fist for our wrists in any yoga pose with the exception of our downward facing dog. Creating a C-curve shape for our spine in two opposing directions. Let's find a neutral spine. We're going to straighten our left leg back behind us, twist our right toes behind us or to the side of our mat. Raise the left arm up. Maybe send our eye gaze towards our left hand, kneeling side plank. Breathe in, gate pose. Breathe out to return to our kneeling side plank. One breath, one movement. Body and mind working together. Breath and movement matching. Let's hold in our kneeling side plank, dropping left hand towards left leg. Breathe in as we lift. Breathe out as we lower. Maybe include the left leg, maybe just a leg and no arm, possibly multitasking. Releasing top hand to the waist. Breathe in. Left knee to chest. Breathe out as we press our left heel towards the back of our mat. Holding our heel towards the edge of our mat. Release down. Let's go back to all fours. Round into our cat. Arch into our cow. creating our C-curve shape with our spine in two opposing directions. As we round, we're drawing our tailbone towards our heart center. As we breathe in, we're taking our heart center away from our tailbone. Ready for some abdominal work. If you happen to have a flex band instead of a strap, we're going to use a flex band. A bungee cord can serve as a substitute. We're going to lay on our backs. And if you don't have a flex band or a bungee cord, yoga pants or kind of spandex shorts or even an Under Armour shirt will work. Pantyhose if you happen to have pantyhose. Bend those knees to your Pilates tabletop. 90-degree fold below the knee joint, 90-degree fold at the hip joint. The closer I hold my hands to my feet, the more my legs work. The closer I hold my hands to the tail end, the more my abdominals work. Breathe out, I straighten both legs forward. Breathe in as I bend my knees. Now, if you don't have a band, you can do this choreography of just your feet in the air. This double leg stretch is actually extremely challenging without the support of your feet into something. Another option is to raise your head off of your mat into an ab prep in Pilates. I call it, or just basically a crunch-like position. But if you do have neck issues, I do recommend keeping your head resting off of the mat for 4 more counts. 3, 2, keep those knees straightened. We lift and we lower from here. Breathe in, float your feet to the sky. Breathe out as we lower our legs to our 45-degree angle. Breathe in as we float on up. Breathe out as we lower to our 45. That 45-degree angle is right here below the butt cheek. Cautious not to lower the legs too close to the floor, that we might overly arch our low backs. Last one, we're going to take one foot out of the strap and rest it to the floor. Just fold and straighten through one knee joint. And again, if you don't have a strap, you can just do this choreography with the single leg. Now, another option is to raise the other leg off of the floor into your Pilates single leg stretch. Head could be resting or head could be elevated. And again, I'm just choosing to keep my head resting onto the mat today. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. If you want to adjust to Pilates breathing would breathe in through the nose, blow out through the mouth through those pursed lips. While we're working on strengthening our abdominal core, you're welcome to transition over to Pilates breathing. But if that's too confusing for you, stick with your yoga breathing. Now rest the non-working leg. Keep the leg that's in the strap or the imaginary strap. Keep that leg straight. We lift and we lower from here. Option to raise your non-strap leg and scissor those legs. One leg goes up, the other leg goes down. Maybe elevate your head off of your mat into that ab prep crunch-like position. I'm going to keep my non-working leg resting today. You can do whatever feels best for your body. 3 more counts like this. 2, and 1. Well, let's move into some leg circles. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 5. Keep them slow. Breathe in, breathe out. 4. No momentum here. In, out. 3. It's all about control. Breathe in, breathe out. 2. Stabilize pelvis. And in, out. 1. Reverse. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 5. Breathe in, breathe out. 4. In, out. 3. Breathe in, breathe out. 2. Last in, out. 1. Excellent. We trade it out. Place our other foot into the band or just switch legs. Tabletop, this band leg or imaginary band leg. Fold and straighten through the knee joint. Option to lift your head off the mat. Option to raise your other leg into your single leg stretch. Up to you. Again, I'm going to keep my non-strap leg resting. Blowing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. For 5 more counts like this. 4. 2, keep this leg straight. We lift and we lower from here. If you did choose to scissor your legs on the first side, you have that opportunity here to maintain a balance. Again, I'm just going to work my strap leg, breathing in through the nose, blowing out through the mouth if we want to incorporate our Pilates breath pattern. It's okay to stick with your yoga breath pattern. Moving into our leg circle, slow and controlled. In through the nose, out through the mouth, 5. Breathe in, breathe out. 4. In, out. 3. In, out. 2. And in, out. 1. Reverse. In through the nose, out through the mouth, 5. Breathe in, breathe out. 4. In, out. 3, stabilize pelvis. In, out. 2, and in, out. 1. Breathe in, bend the knee. Let's release our foot from this strap or imaginary strap. Finding ourselves rolling up or sideways to a seated position. We're going to wrap our feet around towards the backs of our mats. Child's pose extended. Knees can be together or knees can be apart. Muscle memory of a place we can return to if our bodies need to take a break. Let's breathe into our plank or our modified plank, chest over hands. Breathe out, we lower down, chaturanga. Breathe and drop the hips. Roll upward facing dog. Breathe out, maybe add an extra push-up, back to down dog, or child's pose extended. Again, we breathe into our plank or our modified plank. Breathe out as we lower down, chaturanga. Breathe and drop the hips, roll up dog. Breathe out, back to down dog, or child's pose extended. 1 more, breathing into our plank or our modified plank. Breathe out, let's lower down, chaturanga. Breathe and roll up dog. Breathe out, back to down dog, or child's pose extended. Let's walk the dog, find ourselves in a down dog, and drop one heel down, then the other. We have our starfish hands. We have our even weight distribution amongst our fingertips and our palms. We breathe. Let's walk, hop, or jump. Feet forward, forward fold, softening through the knees. Hands can be onto blocks if we like the assistance of blocks or those textbooks. Using the power of our legs, we breathe in, circle, sweep our arms to the sky. Breathing out, releasing our hands to our heart center. Sun salutations, let's begin with our left leg today. Palms facing forward. Breathe in, we lengthen our arms to the sky, extended mountain. Breathe out as we swan dive forward, hinging from our hips into our forward fold. Breathing in, we're gazing forward, monkey pose. Breathe out, we step our left foot back, kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathe in, lengthening, heart center sky. Breathe out, release our hands as we step back, down dog or child's pose extended, maybe right leg kicks up to a 3-legged down dog. We breathe into our plank or our modified plank, chest over hands. Breathe out when we lower down, chaturanga. Breathe in, roll up dog, both feet to the mat. Blow out, back to down dog, or child's pose extended. We step our left foot forward. Breathing in, kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathing out, we release our hands as we step forward, forward fold. Breathe in as we reverse our swan. Breathing out, chair pose. Right side. Breathe in, lengthen back up, extended mountain. Breathing out when we swan dive, hinging from our hips into our forward fold. Breathe in, we're looking forward, monkey pose. Breathe out, we step our right foot back, kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathing in, mindful of left knee placement, heart center sky. Breathe out, release our hands as we step back, down dog or child's pose, maybe left leg kicks up to a three-legged down dog. We breathe into our plank or our modified plank. Breathe out when we lower down, chaturanga. Breathe in, drop the hips, roll up dog. Breathe out, back to down dog or child's pose extended. We step our right foot forward. Kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathing in, heart center sky. Breathing out, releasing our hands as we step forward, forward fold. Breathe in, we reverse our swan. Breathing out, chair pose, left side. Breathe in, we lengthen back up, extended mountain. Breathing out when we swan dive, hinging from our hips into our forward fold. Breathing in, we're gazing forward, monkey pose. Breathe out, we step our left foot back. Kneeling warrior, I'll show crescent lunge this time around. Breathe in, lengthening heart center sky. Breathing out, release our hands as we step back, down dog or child's pose, maybe right leg kicks up to a three-legged down dog. We breathe into our plank or our modified plank. Breathe out, we lower down, chaturanga, better knees to hit the mat than chest or belly. Breathe in, both feet to the mat, roll up dog. Breathe out, back to down dog or child's pose extended. We step our left foot forward. Breathing in, kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathe out, release our hands as we step forward, forward fold. Breathe in as we reverse our swan. Breathing out, chair pose. Right side, final sun salutation. Breathe in, lengthen arms to the sky, extended mountain. Breathe out when we swan dive, hinging from our hips into our forward fold. Breathe in, we're gazing forward, monkey. Breathe out, we step our right foot back. Kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathing in, lengthening heart center sky. Breathing out, release our hands as we step back, down dog or child's pose, maybe left leg kicks up to a three-legged down dog. Let's breathe into our plank or our modified plank. Breathe out, we lower down, chaturanga. Breathe in, both feet to the mat, roll up dog. Breathe out, back to down dog or child's pose extended. We step our right foot forward. Breathing in, kneeling warrior or crescent lunge. Breathing out, release our hands as we step forward, forward fold. Breathe in, let's reverse our swan. Breathing out, chair pose. Breathe in, we lengthen back up, extended mountain. Breathe out, we swan dive, hinge from our hips. We're going to hang out here in our forward fold. Hands can go to opposite elbows. Ragdoll arms, surrendering upper body over lower body. Sending positive healing exhalations to whichever area of our body can currently feel sensation. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Releasing our hands. We're stepping our left foot back. Warrior one, kneeling warrior, or crescent lunge, you choose. Folding through our right knee joint. Breathe in, lengthening heart center sky. Sinking into low body, expanding back with our upper body for my full warrior oneers. Twist the torso slightly to the left to align shoulders, hips, and belly with the front of our mats. On our next exhalation, warrior two, hands out to the height of our shoulders. Sink into low body, expand back with our upper body. Maybe eye gaze to the side of your mat, maybe eye gaze over towards your right fingers. Pressing through the outside of our left foot. And we're breathing. Realizing anytime we need to take a break, it's okay to rest in down dog or child's pose extended. Triangle pose, we straighten through our right knee joint. Breathe in, lean towards the front of our mat. Breathing out, dropping our right hand to knee, shin, block, ankle, foot, or floor. Lengthening our left fingertips to the sky. Automatically engage through our abdominals, tight through the buttocks, possibly eye gaze towards our left fingers, maybe eye gaze forward towards the side of your mat. Always breathe. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Dropping our hands down, pyramid pose. Stepping our left foot slightly inward. Our hands can be onto those blocks or to the floor, depending on our flexibility. We're attempting to straighten through our right knee joint, and again, textbooks can serve as good substitutes for those blocks. Shift your hips forward and back to determine if one hip placement over another creates a desired sensation. We can stay here in our pyramid. If you'd like to join me for balancing half moon, folding through the right knee joint, walking your fingertips about 12 inches in front of your right foot. Maybe stay there, possibly raise your left foot up to the height of your spine, potentially left hand towards left leg, maybe eye gaze to the side of your mat, maybe left fingertips to the sky. Dorsiflexing your left heel and pulling that left heel behind you. You can always go up against a wall and have your spine up against a wall to assist you in this balance process. We breathe. Carefully release fingers and toes. We step our right foot back, downward facing dog, noticing the difference in sensation between the right and the left sides of our bodies. Let's step our left foot forward for a pyramid pose, releasing our right heel to the mat, attempting to straighten through this left knee joint. Reversing our triangle, left hand to the waist, twisting towards the side of our mat. We can stay here. If we'd like, we can straighten through our left elbow joint and raise our left fingertips to the sky. Right hand can stay to the floor as it is, or right hand can go to the outside of our left foot. The right hand can also be on a block or that textbook as well. Coming back to center to our pyramid pose. Hands can be resting onto textbooks or blocks. Preparing for our balancing half moon. I'm going to show you a reverse balancing half moon with this left foot forward, but you're going to do a regular balancing half moon or just stay here in your pyramid. Folding through the left knee joint, walking the fingertips forward. Maybe stay there, possibly raise the right foot up to the height of our spine. For a reverse balancing half moon, I raise my left hand like I did in my reverse triangle and I face you. Regular balancing half moon, I would be raising the right arm with the right leg and not facing you. Up to you as far as what will benefit your body the most today. Carefully release fingers and toes, forward fold. Pick up those blocks if you use them on this side. Let's breathe and circle sweep our arms up and overhead. Breathing out, releasing hands and energy to our heart center. Let's step our left foot back into our wide sunflower stance. And 5-pointed star, moon god. Breathe in, 5-pointed star. Breathe out, sink into our moon god. Breathe into our 5-pointed star. Just a brief return of one breath, one movement. Body and mind continuing to work together. Breath and movement matching. On our next inhalation, let's stay here in our 5-pointed star. Then release hands or blocks to our heart center. We're going to step over towards the backs of our mats and find ourselves breathing in, lengthening our arms up and overhead. Breathe out, we swan dive forward, hinge from our hips. We can rest those blocks down in case we're using them or those textbooks. Hands to opposite elbows, ragdoll arms, and breathe, surrendering upper body over lower body. We're letting go of thoughts of the past, letting go of thoughts of the future, finding ourselves in this present breath, in this present moment. We release our hands back down. Let's breathe and look forward, monkey pose. Continue to breathe during your monkey pose. Breathe out, relax through head and neck. Finding ourselves stepping our right foot back for our warrior one, kneeling warrior or crescent lunge pose. Folding through our left knee joint. Breathe in, lengthening heart center sky, twisting our torso slightly to the left to align shoulders, hips, and belly with the backs of our mats. Pressing through the outside of our right foot, and we breathe. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. On our next exhalation, warrior two, hands out to the height of our shoulders. Facing the side of our mat, we sink into our left knee, expand back with our upper body, still pressing through the outside of our right foot. Maybe send our eye gaze towards our left fingers, maybe send our eye gaze to the side of our mat. Select the option that you chose for your cervical spine positioning on the first side to promote a balance for this second side. Continuing to send positive healing exhalations to whichever area of our body we currently feel sensation. Triangle pose, we straighten through our left knee joint. Breathe in, lean towards the back of our mat, booty towards the front of our mat. Breathe out, drop this left hand to knee, shin, ankle, block, foot, or floor, or text foot. Extending up through the tips of our right fingers. Automatically press your hips forward as we imagine our bodies in between our imaginary window panes. Dropping our right hand down, pyramid pose. We'll step our right foot slightly inward. Hands can go onto our blocks for our pyramid pose, shifting our hips forward or back. Embracing the sensations for our left hamstrings, and we're breathing. Possibly selecting to stay here in our pyramid. If you'd like to join me for those balancing half moon options, folding through our left knee joint, walking our fingertips about 12 inches in front of our left foot. Hands can go to those blocks. We might stay here. We might raise our right foot off of our mat, dorsiflexing through the right foot. We can stand up against a wall as well. Maybe right hand towards right leg. Maybe eye gaze over towards the side of our mat. Maybe right fingertips to the sky. Dorsiflexing our right heel, pulling our right heel behind us, opening up through our right shoulder, and breathing. Safely, we release fingers and toes, returning to our pyramid pose, and we breathe. Let's step our left foot back, downward facing dog. And breathe. Finding ourselves stepping our right foot forward. Pyramid pose on the other side, releasing our left heel to the mat. Preparing for our reverse triangle. Hands can be to the floor or to blocks or textbooks. Reverse triangle, right hand to the waist. Twisting over and breathing. We can stay here or we can straighten our right elbow joint, reaching our right fingertips to the sky. Potentially left hand to the outside of our right foot. Breath continuation. We return to our pyramid pose with hands onto textbooks or blocks. Preparing for another balancing half moon, I'll perform my reverse balancing half moon. Possibly folding through the right knee joint, walking the fingertips about 12 inches in front of our right foot. Maybe stay there, possibly raise the left foot up to the height of our spine. Reverse triangle would raise my right arm to my waist, maybe twisting to face you, possibly raising the right arm to the sky, dorsiflexing the left foot, pulling it towards you, and breathing. Regular balancing half moon would keep the right hand down and raise the left arm to the sky, dorsiflexing that left foot. Select the option that will serve your body best for today. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Carefully return, forward fold, hopefully achieving a balance between the right and the left sides of our bodies. Let's use the power of our legs as we breathe in. Circle sweep our arms to the sky. Breathing out as we release, hands to heart center. We'll step our right foot back into our wide sunflower stance. 5-pointed star, moon god, return. Breathing into our 5-pointed star, breathing out as we sink into our moon god. One breath, one movement. Body and mind continuing to work together. Breath and movement matching. Let's hold here in our 5-pointed star. Prayer squat, hands to heart center. Bend those knees. We can stay in our squat. We can hinge forward and send our elbows towards our inner thighs. What is going to feel best for your body today? Let's release our hands to the ground, straightening through the knees. Walk our hands over towards the backs of our mats. We step back, downward facing dog, or child's pose extended. Let's breathe into our plank or our modified plank. Breathe out chaturanga all the way down, resting face and belly onto our mats. Gentle cobra, hands nice and wide down by our shoulders, elbows resting onto the mat. Raising face off of the mat, keeping our feet anchored into our gentle cobra. Promoting a nice extension of our spine in a neutral position. Breath continuation. We rest our face back down to the mat. Bow pose, bending our knees. I like to open my knees out a little bit wider, sending my hands to my feet. If you're not able to reach your hands to your feet, you can lay on your side for a side lying dancer pose, or just work one leg at a time. Trying to raise every single body part we can off of the mat for our bow pose, raising face and legs off of the mat. If this hurts your back, please stop and go back to your gentle cobra. If you're not able to be on your belly, it's okay to come up onto all fours, hands and knees, and promote a spinal balance, raising one leg and the opposite arm, whether it's activated or in a static hold. If you do just have one leg into one hand, rest that leg down and switch out to the other side. If you have both feet and hands, as you breathe out, create more space. Switch over, raise the other leg if you were on all fours, hands and knees. Let's have everybody release back down. Child's pose. Extended, modified, or regular. Promoting a counter to that extension of the spine with some forward flexion. We walk our hands towards our knees, press ourselves up, and wrap our feet around towards the backs of our mats. If your strap happens to be close by, let's pick that up, placing our strap around the arches of our feet for an assisted hamstring stretch. It's okay if you don't have a strap. If you have the flexibility to hold on to your toes, go for it. Hinge on forward, sinking upper body over lower body without the pressure of your full body weight onto your feet or your legs. Relax. Release any tension in the low back. Soften through the knees, avoid walking or hyperextending at the knee joint. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Let's bring ourselves back up. Let's find ourselves laying onto our backs. Still hold on to the strap. We're going to use that just a little bit more. Single leg in strap. You choose right or left foot. You can go around the arch of your foot. If you don't want to use a strap, you can take your right peace fingers around your right big toes if you have your right leg up right now. Dorsiflex this foot of your lifted leg. Press this heel up to the sky, tugging your toes in towards your face and breathing. Realizing it's not the final destination that matters, it's the journey. Safely entering a pose, continuing to hold the pose with our breath, allowing our exhalations to help us sink a little bit deeper into the pose. We can stay here if we'd like to open this leg out to the side, anchoring both butt cheeks to the mat for a bit of an inner thigh stretch. Select the option that will benefit your body for your intentions today. We return to center, twist your big toes towards your face, your pinky toes to the ceiling. Hinge your legs slightly across your body for your TFL stretch, your tensor fascia length. Let's return to center. We trade it out. Place our other foot into our strap, pressing this heel towards the ceiling as we tug our toes in towards our face. We continue to breathe. Now open this leg out to the side, anchoring your opposite butt cheek to your mat. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. We return to center, twist big toes towards our face, pinky toes to the ceiling, hinge our legs slightly across our body, and breathe. Let's return to center, releasing the hold of our strap if we have one. Knees are bent, hands are resting by our sides. Bridge pose. We raise our hips off of our mat as we walk our shoulders a little bit closer towards our feet. Let's rest our hips back down, preparing to move through some muscle tightening before we enter relaxation. We breathe in, tighten and squeeze every single muscle we have in our bodies, knees, raising body parts off of the mat. Breathe out, soften, release, relax. Again, let's breathe in, tighten and squeeze, holding on. Breathe out, soften, release, relax. And last time, breathing in, tightening and squeezing, holding on. Breathe out, we soften, we release, we relax. Allowing our feet to flop open, allowing our palms to face the sky. We can stay here. If we feel more comfortable with bent knees, we may bend those knees, either butterfly stance or nodding those knees inward. If we'd rather roll onto a side into a fetal position, we can roll onto a side into a fetal position. Final option, two more options, lay on your belly. Or I'm going to move my body up to my wall and lift my feet up onto the wall to release tension in my low back. My palms face the ceiling. Find a place where you feel calm, peaceful, and relaxed. This is your reward for making the conscious effort to honor your body today through breath and movement. let's carefully roll over to one side into our fetal position, allowing fingers and toes to wiggle to help reawaken the body, reawakening our voices with our positive affirmation. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Today, I embrace my inner strength. Let's carefully press ourselves up, finding ourselves in a seated position. Gently dropping one ear toward the shoulder, lengthening the muscles on the side of our neck. Let's return to center. Switch the cross of our applesauce and send our ear towards our shoulder to promote a lateral flexion for the other side of our neck. Let's return to center. We breathe in, lengthen our arms up and overhead. Breathing out as we gather our hands and our energy in towards our heart center. Thank you for taking